Budget and Finance.
Good morning. I was just calling on behalf of the United States and my legal team. On behalf of my client, we need a restitution and settlement check sent out.
Okay. Um,
Yes.
a restitution check ordered by the court.
It needs to be sent to my client due to circumstances that he went through. If you could write out that restitution settlement check, easy.
Uh, no, this is the Department of Budget and Finance. We don't handle those restitution payments.
Could you forward me to the place I could talk to?
I don't know. Is it the prosecuting attorney or
Well,
who made that? Wherever the settlement came from, the court. Is there a court order? But it wouldn't be Budget and Finance.
could you send me to the right person to write the check? So we don't have to be on the phone all day?
I don't know who that would be. Maybe the governor's office can direct you to the correct.
Do you work for the state of Hawaii?
Yes, this is Budget and Finance.
Do
but
you-
The governor's office.
Do you have a directory you could forward me to?
Let me look it up on the website here. Let me.
Okay, thank you. If you could just transfer me to the right number.
No, it doesn't. Let's see. Let me try the governor.
Okay, thank you. If you could transfer me to the governor, that would be beautiful.
No, I'm trying to find his contact information.
Okay, that would be beautiful. We can keep it short and sweet, simple business.
Let's see. The governor's office 808
808
586
586
58 yes 0034.
0034. And that's the governor. Which governor would I be speaking to?
Governor Josh Green,
Okay, thank you very
the
much.
state of Hawaii. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay.
Thank you for calling the State of Hawaii Department of Budget and Finance. Office hours are Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard
All we
Time,
want to do is
including
talk
state
to the
holidays.
correct people so we
For
can
more
get the check
information,
sent
visit our
out.
website at budget.hawaii.gov or send an email to budgetandfinance@hawaii.gov.
We're learning that in the state of Hawaii, when wanting to do business and collect our restitution and settlements, a lot of people like to, put you in a process that sometimes seems as if it's a loop of communication instead of just handling business. If my client needs a check, a restitution settlement directly, it should be easy to do that in the state of Hawaii instead of having to continue to walk around the bush and not listen to why the check has to be sent out immediately. We like to do simple business, and then we can continue to circulate money in the community. That's how easy it is. I called the Budget and Finance Department because I think that budgeting and finance would be the best place to get a check, because that's what Budget and Finance Department does. But they wanted to send me to the governor's office. I don't know if the governor writes checks, if that's the correct place, but we're gonna try the governor's office, state of Hawaii governor's office. We're gonna continue to try to reach out to the bank, and we're gonna continue to reach out to many different institutions just so we can get our restitution settlement check to our client Joshua Elijah Ford, so we don't have to keep talking on the phone all day. As you continue to talk on the phone all day, you waste a lot of time, money, and minutes and you waste even your life of your cell phone, including life in real life. So the longer and more delays that happen to get this money to my client, which is Joshua Elijah Ford, it shows that I don't even know if people know how to write checks. I don't know if they understand business in the state of Hawaii, or I don't even know if they understand the departments that they work for while they're on the clock making money. So we're on here for consumer protection, and we want to get the money delivered to the correct address, and that would be for police brutality and financial interferences and banking freeze. Let's continue to call the state of Hawaii and leave messages in many according departments, and hopefully they forward the message or write the check immediately. I don't like to wait around when it comes to business and the amount of hours we have in a day if we're alive today, and that's a blessing and a miracle. Let's call the director of finance. It seems like we will want to call a finance department first. Like, if we're not talking about budgeting and money, I wouldn't call the finance department, but I am talking about budgeting and finance
Office
and
hours
money.
are Monday through Friday.
Easy to write
7:45
checks.
a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, excluding state holidays. For more information, visit our website at budget.hawaii.gov or send an email to budgetanfinance@hawaii.gov. For unclaimed property, press 1. For directions to our office, press 2. For taxes, press 3. For business registration, press 4. For professional licensing, press 5. For vehicle title transfers, press 6. For benefits, press 7.
Now we have so
For the
many
Deputy Director
automated
of Finance,
systems.
press 8. For
Okay.
the Director of Finance, press 9.
Let's talk with the director of finance to get us to,
Please wait while your call is being transferred.
thank you, to the right place.
Hello, Budget and Finance.
Hello, nice to speak to you. Beautiful day. I'm speaking on behalf of the United States and my legal team for my client, Joshua Elijah Ford. And I just need a restitution settlement check sent out. Is this the perfect place to call?
Wait, what is this for?
This is a restitution settlement check. I'm speaking on behalf of the United States and my legal team. If we could write out the settlement restitution check. I don't like to talk on the phone all day.
Do you need somebody from the Office of the Public Defender?
Possibly.
Or the Judiciary?
Is that the place where we can collect our restitution and settlement checks?
I'm not sure, but it's not over here.
Okay, could you forward me to them, please?
I don't have their number.
Is this the state of Hawaii?
Yes, Budget and Finance.
Okay. Is finance and budgeting talking about money? If for the state of
but we don't
Hawaii?
issue checks. We don't issue checks.
So you don't issue checks for people to make money in the state
No.
of Hawaii? Could you forward me to
No,
the
we don't.
correct place, please? Could you transfer
Do
the
you
call?
need the Judiciary?
If you work
I
for
can
the
look for
state
a
of
number for
Hawaii,
you.
if that's the, if I guess so. If that's the best
Hold
place
on.
to call.
Hold on.
number 808
808
539
539
4909.
4909. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. So we're learning that budget and finance in the state of Hawaii, they don't have a directory always, and they don't know the correct places so we can collect our checks and restitution. We like to not be on the phone and waste people's time all day. So we like to get the message to the correct person so we can get our client their money and their restitution. The client is lucky to be alive today and went through illegal behavior at First Hawaiian Bank, which is considered police brutality. Police brutality is illegal, especially when it's on the client that wanted to work with his banking institution and just get his money and not have a frozen bank account. So anytime you go through frozen bank transactions or illegally locked, especially police brutality, they owe you a lot of money in a settlement or restitution check. We like to call the different offices in the state of Hawaii. We've been talking to budget and finance because that's what I always heard where money was. When I hear finance, that's where I hear checks, money, and cash. So I've been calling them. It's been interesting. All we want to do is leave a message and get the check to our client instead of communicating and talking all day. Once the client gets the check, the community then gets the money circulated into the community. Because once my client has the money, he can then continue to spend. He can continue to spend for utilities, housing, and other costs. And then the rest of the community continues to get paid. The longer this is delayed, the longer the money doesn't get to the community or to my client. I don't want to sound strict, but we have to get the message delivered quick because my client had to go into the hospital, which is Joshua Elijah Ford, for no reason. So we like to be online for consumer protection because every time we have to go into a loop, that's then illegal. Instead of just having somebody that works for the state of Hawaii who gets paid, just write the check and say that it's from the finance and budget department. Easiest way. So let's talk to the different levels of court now. So we're going to talk to the judiciary office and we'll talk to the different circuits as well. What, First Circuit, Second, Third, Fourth, Fifth Circuit. We'll run through that, leave messages, and then we want to get the check written to the client, delivered to their address, expedited, quick delivery, fast processes, and speed. That's all we're here for right now. Easy money.
Hello, this is Noreen. I'm currently away from my desk. Please leave your name, your message, and a brief message after the tone, and I will return your call. Thank you. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hello, it's a beautiful day. I'm just speaking on behalf of the United States of America and my legal team. On behalf of my client, Joshua Elijah Ford. We're waiting for a restitution settlement check to be sent out to 615 West Papa Avenue, apartment number 2E11, Kahului, Hawaii. My client went through police brutality and illegal banking freeze. The amount in the check is for 18,000,000,000,000.00. That just needs to be sent in the check of restitution and settlements. Easy to send out, and to deliver. My client went through police brutality and an illegal banking freeze, which threatened his life and now needs to be paid out. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. Okay, let's also do that one more time.
Hello, this is Noreen. I'm currently away from my desk. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message after the tone, and I will return your call. Thank you. Record your message at the tone. When you're finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, Lorraine. I'm speaking on behalf of the United States of America and my legal team for my client JOSHUAELIJAHFORDE. I'm speaking on behalf for Joshua Elijah Ford. We need a restitution settlement check sent out immediately. And why? It needs to be sent out because my client went through an illegal 100-day banking freeze and police brutality. This is why the restitution and settlement check needs to be sent out to Joshua Elijah Ford for 18000, comma 000, comma 000.00. That's 18, comma 000, comma 000, comma 000.00. Restitution check on behalf of police brutality at First Hawaiian Bank and an illegal 100-day banking freeze which threatened Joshua Elijah Ford's life and needs to be sent out in a restitution settlement check. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day.
Hawaii State Judiciary's Communications and Community Relations Office. If you're calling about a suspicious text message telling you that you have an unpaid fine from a traffic citation, please press 1. If you want to talk to someone in the communications office, please press 2. Hello, Hawaii State Judiciary. Can I help you?
Hello. Good to hear from you. I'm speaking on behalf of the United States and my legal team for my client JOSHUAELIJAH Ford. I'm speaking on behalf of Joshua Elijah Ford in order to issue a restitution settlement check. The check is for 18, comma 000, comma 000, comma 000.00. The restitution check and settlement is for illegal police brutality at the First Hawaiian Bank and a 100-day banking freeze.
Okay. What can I do for you?
Okay, so I'm calling on behalf of the United States. We just need a check and a restitution settlement sent out for my client. So if you could write the check, I don't like to speak too long or waste people's time, but my client needs his restitution settlement check.
Okay, and I don't write checks for other people.
Do you work for the state of Hawaii?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so do you know how to write a check from the state of Hawaii?
Absolutely not. I have
Okay,
zero
so
authority to do that.
why do you work for the state of Hawaii?
Well, there are tens of thousands of people probably who work for the state of Hawaii, but I don't know anyone who has the ability to write a check except for maybe the state comptroller.
Okay, thank you very much. Could you forward me to the state comptroller, please?
No, they're not in my office. I don't know their number.
Could you
I don't.
forward me to the state comptroller because you work at the state of Hawaii? If you work
I
at the
do.
state of Hawaii, it would be easiest to talk to somebody who actually knows how to forward on the phone to the state comptroller.
Yeah, I don't have the ability to forward to the state comptroller, and I'm just guessing that they could write a check, but I don't think they're going to write a check on behalf of other people. They would have to have the state legislature like approve spending money for some reason.
Yes,
And then the
for
governor would have to-
restitution settlements. So we need a
and then
check.
The governor would have to sign the check.
Okay, so it doesn't matter who has to sign the check. It could be on behalf of the state of Hawaii could sign the check. It doesn't have to be directly from a person themselves. So anytime there's a restitution or settlement check sent to a client, which must be delivered due to police brutality, right, and an illegal day banking freeze. So it could be from the state comptroller, it could be from the state of Hawaii, or it could even be from one of the counties. So we're speaking on behalf of the United States for Joshua Elijah Ford. Police brutality almost got my client killed, right? So we talked to many people in the state so far, and you're one of the people that works at the judiciary office. The judiciary office from the state can write a check from the state of Hawaii to my client. It does not have to be from a person themselves. From a person themselves would be illegal because then there would be no anonymousness to the actual check. It cannot be from the person themselves. It has to be on behalf of the state in order to collect restitutions and settlement. So could you forward us to the comptroller, please?
Are you an attorney or something?
I'm working for my legal team on behalf of United States for my client who went through police brutality on July 8th at 2:08 p.m. So on July 8th, 2:08 p.m., my client walked into the bank, First Hawaiian Bank, and almost got killed by the state police. So because this almost happened, right, and he got sent to the hospital, he then is able to collect restitution and settlement check.
Wow, okay. I never heard of such a thing.
You never heard of such a thing, but you work for the state of Hawaii. Okay, so this is then when education comes into play. Education comes into play. Okay, so let's get the check to Joshua Elijah Ford. This is a restitution settlement check because he even had to go to the hospital. This is being recorded for consumer protection because I'm speaking with the state of Hawaii. The state of Hawaii has the ability to write a check to the client who had to get sent to the hospital.
Okay, what amount is this check supposed to be in?
Okay, so here, when you write out the check to JOSHUAELIJAHFORDE, Joshua Elijah Ford, that's the check that would be considered a restitution settlement check on behalf of the state of Hawaii. So when you have to write the check out, that's what you can write out. And the number amount is for 18, 000, 000, 000.00. That's the amount that has to be sent to 615 West Papa Avenue, apartment number 2E11, Kahului, Maui, 96732. We don't like to waste time. You know, it's a beautiful day in Hawaii, and we like to just handle business.
Okay, 18, I think that's $18 billion, yeah?
Well, we don't want to say what the amount is. We just have to write the amount down onto the check on behalf of the client for police brutality and a 100-day banking illegal freeze. So my client went 100 days without his bank account, and then when he walked into the bank to unfreeze his account, he almost got killed by the police. So in order to have transparency, we don't like to talk about the money. We like to just write it down in check. Because if you're just saying numbers, now for consumer protection, you would also have to be protected and just write out the check instead of talking about big numbers.
And it was the police that almost that injured this person.
The police and the First Hawaiian Bank. So the client's bank account is frozen illegally, which means if your bank account was frozen right now and you didn't have money, that would be illegal to do. And then if you wanted to go walk into the bank to talk to customer service, and then they almost tried to kill you with the police department, this would then cause a settlement and restitution check, especially if the client was sent to the hospital for neck injuries.
But and this client is on Maui.
Yes, JOSHUAELIJAHFORDE. We don't like to contain police brutality in the community, especially in the United States of America and Hawaii, the Aloha state. My client, Joshua Elijah Ford, cannot go through police brutality and almost get himself killed. This is a restitution settlement check sent out to Joshua Elijah Ford, 615 West Papa Avenue, apartment number 2E11, expedited delivery for 18,000,000,000.00. That's said with transparency, so everybody is consumer protected and safe.
And the street address was PAPA
615 West Papa Avenue, apartment number 2E11, Kahului, Hawaii, 96732.
Papa. Okay, PAPA. I just wanted to check on that. All right. So let me ask you a question. If it was the police are county, not state.
It was the state police. So in Hawaii, the police work for the state and the county. So there are many counties, many cities within a state. And all we have to do is get the check to our client, because if he dies, that's not going to look good for the Aloha state. And the United States needs that check to the client expedited with quickness. We don't want to talk on the phone and waste even your time too long.
Right. So I have no authority to write a check. The judiciary does not write people or give people checks.
But the state of Hawaii is able to do that, especially if you work with the judiciary office in the state of Hawaii. So we would call on behalf of the United States, because the state of Hawaii is within the United States. And then we would call the correct departments and use what? Consumer protection on the call. Because if the check is then not written out and my client is injured and in the hospital and continues to go through a bank freeze with the state of Hawaii and the police, you would have to then write it out. Because if they almost tried to kill my client, Joshua Elijah Ford, he would not go contact the same police department. Because what? We would want to keep business anonymous, especially with the settlement restitution amount.
All right.
Thank you very much. Now that you work for the state of Hawaii, you can transfer and forward us and also write the check.
Okay, and the check amount should be for 18,
Comma,
0,000,000,000.00.
yes, that's correct.
All right. I don't know who can write a check. I would let you know that the police on Maui are county police. Maybe you can check with the county.
Yes, so the county of Maui, right, would already have to document the issue. So they would have to document the issue, and if they're taking longer and if my client went into the hospital, we would have to contact the state. Because if the county is not responding, then the state must respond legally as well as deliver the check. So now it's been over 12 minutes on a call. We don't have to go 20 minutes. Thank you very much. Just send out the check expedited. You know, that's quick delivery. And we don't want the client to die.
That's for sure.
Yes. Because if it was you that works at the state and the police tried to kill you, you would then have to receive restitution and settlement to pay for damages. So, did you eat breakfast today?
I'm hoping to eat breakfast soon.
Okay. That means you would have to have a bank account and pay for the breakfast. If my client's bank account is frozen illegally and was almost killed by the police, he cannot eat breakfast and can go to the hospital and die. Which is why the phone call must be reported for consumer protection, because we don't want people to die for taking too long on the phone call.
Okay, well then I'll let you go.
I don't want the client to die, because then this is gonna then go up to the United States of America, because you're the person who works at the state of Hawaii and is getting paid to waste time on the phone for my client who went through damages and injury.
Okay, I actually don't have $18 billion.
Wait a second. You don't say the amount. You just write the check. You write the check out professionally. You don't say the amount due to what? You don't want the client and yourself to be injured, especially if the police interfere for no reason. This is how we...
I was gonna say that
Anonymous transparency.
I also don't have the authority to write any checks, nor do we have that authority.
Okay, so you work for the state of Hawaii, but you cannot get the message delivered and you cannot write the check. So you work for the state of Hawaii, but you want to eat breakfast today, but you don't have money or the ability to do so at all.
Yeah, I might have to.
Thank you for wasting my client's time. And if my client dies today, you're one of the conspirators and the accomplices. This is why we gotta have consumer protection when doing these calls. Because 20 minutes too long could have somebody pass away. Especially when you call the state who can write the checks from the state. If the county isn't writing the check because of interferences, then the state writes the check.